What's going on, everybody? It's your homeboy, Popular Video Games here, chilling out, maxing out, doing my thing. Alright, y'all, welcome to my fan fiction for Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, Mission 1. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe for more, and support the series by checking out the other videos in the playlist in the description below. Now, this starts off. Your character starts out waking up in the Time Patrol, now a high-ranking officer. You step outside and look at your new hub world. The Kaya Time steps beside you and says, "It's a whole lot better than our other place. Too bad it's not secure anymore." Your character says, "If anyone would have came to the old one, I would have ended them." The Supreme Kaya Time laughs, saying, "You can't just beat everyone. There are beings in the world far stronger than Demigra, and we still don't know where Mira and Toa are." Your character says, "It's understandable. So where's Trunks anyway? I need to train." The Supreme Kai says, "He's having a major disturbance in his time period, and he went to look into it." Your character gets angry and questions, "Why weren't you contacted? Why would you let Trunks go there alone?" The Supreme Kai's expression turns sad. She says it's in Trunks' own timeline involving his mother. Just give him some space. Your character then brings a sad expression that says, "I apologize for what I was saying. I didn't know. Out of nowhere, an alarm is triggered." Your character and the Supreme Kai Time rush back to the time chamber. They see is Trunks. He's bloody, laying on the ground, and he's about to reach for his scroll to try to come back to the time period before the enemy appears behind him, kicks Trunks, and sends him flying, the scroll landing in the enemy's hand. He says, "So this is how you escaped last time. This is the end, Trunks." Your character and the Supreme Kai watch as Trunks is murdered in front of them. The Supreme Kai Time screams. Other members of the Time Patrol look at horror at what's happening. Now, when the image comes up, one of the Time Patrollers says, "Isn't that Goku?" And then they look. It is Goku. Now, Supreme Kai says, "Why would he do that?" But your character says, "It doesn't seem like Goku." The Kai interrupts, saying, "It looks just like him. How could it not be him?" Your character says, "Something's up. Goku isn't the type of person that would just kill Trunks, and look at the expression. I've never seen that facial expression on Goku before." Everyone's crying. "He's gone! He's gone!" Your character asks, "Why can't you just send me right before this happened?" Supreme Kai says, "Trunks took the only scroll for that time period." "What about the future of that?" Your character says. Everyone looks around and wonders. "The future?" Your character says, "Yes. I believe if I'm sent to the moment just after Trunks is dead, then I can beat the guy, get the scroll, come back, and then go get Trunks." Everyone supports the plan. Your character suits up to go. He is handed the scroll and begins to leave. The Supreme Kai grabs him and says, "When you get him, come back. I have a bad feeling about this. This is going to get a whole lot worse before it gets better." Your character says, "After everything we've been through, don't think it's going to be over this easily." And then you take your leave to the time period. As you arrive just after the explosion. You hear Goku laughing menacingly in the distance. You fly over towards him. Goku senses something and turns around to face your character. Goku says, "Who are you?" Your character goes Super Saiyan and launches a punch on Goku, saying, "Enough talk." Goku gets up laughing, saying, "Another Saiyajin. How well, I guess one more can't hurt." Goku then smiles, flying towards your character, throwing a kick at you. Now he missed. You grab his leg to begin to throw him over your shoulder. Goku stops and kicks your character in the neck. Your character falls to the ground, clutching his neck in pain. Goku stands up there laughing. Your character gets mad and becomes Super Saiyan 2. Goku says, "Now we're talking," and goes in for another fight. The two clash, the fight taking it to the air with your character punching Goku in the face. You get kicked in the stomach and in the head and go flying back. You manage to stop right before you hit the building. Then you begin looking around for Goku. Goku taps you on the back saying, "What are you looking at?" And then Goku kicks you, sending you flying into two buildings. You lunge back at him. Punches and kicks are thrown, but Goku still has the upper hand. Your character asks, "Goku, what the hell is wrong with you?" "Son?" Your character looks in shock. Goku says, "Son? I'm not son." Your character is in shock, saying, "Goku, what are you talking about?" and then gets kicked in the face. "I am not son, and I will not tell you again." "Who are you?" your character says in agony. Black then kicks your character up with his foot and kicks him into the building. Your character is laying there hurt. Your character then says, Black what? Black then teleports right in front of your character and says, Black Goku. Your character gets kicked in the stomach and is sent flying throughout the area. You use your energy to stop in midair. He looks up and says, I knew this wasn't Goku, smiling. Black fires an attack at you, blowing up nearly all the city. Black laughs but then stops. You walk out as a Super Saiyan. Black says, no, impossible. How did you survive that? Your character looks up and smiles and says, I've been training ever since I met Lord Beerus. Black says, Beerus-sama. I knew more powerful people would come across. Golden Frieza was the most troublesome. Without Vegeta and Goku, I would have been done, your character says. Black says, what are you rambling about? Your character powers up and says, I had to go even further beyond. The ground is shaking, the pressure is releasing from your character, pushing back Black. Lightning strikes you, and when the smoke clears, you're a Super Saiyan 3. Black says, what is that? A long-haired Super Saiyan? Your speed increase causes you to be able to hit Black in the stomach, knocking the scroll out of his hand and sending Black flying. You go down and pick up the scroll when Black reappears. You question, that's no super speed. Is it transmission? Black smiles and begins to attack. Now Black is being overwhelmed and being pushed 40 feet into the ground from one punch. He seems to keep rising his ki every time I hurt him, I wonder. Pretty soon, he's close to matching your power, and the stalemate begins. Black says, it's time to end this, you human trash, and powers up into a pink-haired Super Saiyan. Your character's shocked, saying, what is that? He says, Super Saiyajin Rose. Black begins the assault on your character. You don't stand a chance. He beats you so bad, you're all bloodied up from head to toe. Black is not even tired. You then do a solar flare to blind him. You hide to use the scroll to disappear before the building explodes from Black's fire. Once he returns, the Time Patrol sees how badly he is attacked. He falls to the ground. He is then given a sensu bean in order to revive himself. He gets right back up to go save Trunks. The guy questions about Goku. He says that's not Goku. What? She screams. That's not Goku. He's on a completely different level. I've never been beaten like that, even when I trained with Vegeta and the real Goku. Your character grabs the scroll and goes to the time Trunks is in. Before he can go, the Supreme Kai says, wait, tell me more. There's no time, I say. This enemy is something beyond any of us can deal with. You are right. And then your character disappears to the time period. Black Goku looks in his hand and the scroll is gone. Black says, what did you do? Before he can continue to shoot at Trunks, he gets kicked in the neck by a Super Saiyan 3 U. You grab Trunks and activate the scroll. Trunks tries to stay and fight, but you tell him he killed you and nearly killed me already. I'll explain later, and they leave the timeline. Zamasu appears saying, I guess I'm too late. You did need help. Don't joke around, says Black Goku. He escaped using some weird scroll. If I hadn't hesitated, he'd have been dead. Zamasu questions, what type of scroll was it? Black says, I'm not sure, but whatever it was, it'll allow him to teleport. Time scroll. They hear from a mysterious voice. They look around and get into their defensive positions, ready to attack the enemy. The mysterious voice makes itself known, saying, what you're thinking of is a time scroll. Zamasu questions, who are you? She says, my name is Toa. Black says, how do you know about that? She says, I fought those people. I know exactly who those people are. And I know how dangerous they are. That's why I'm interested in you. Black looks at her weird. She tells Black, you actually fought him twice. Black says, excuse me, I only met that one Saiyan once. I fought Trunks multiple times. She says, no. I followed Trunks the minute he came back to this time period. I felt the time disruption and I came over here. You actually fought that other Saiyan and you won. If you didn't, how would I know about Super Saiyan Rose? Black is shocked. Zamasu is shocked. Zamasu says, you used that? Black says, no, I didn't. She says, not in this time. And then they say, okay, you have us interested. Tell us everything you know about them. Toa says, I could tell you everything, but why don't we just start working together instead of working separate? Combine our efforts to take down the Time Patrol. I have a grudge against them, and you seem to not like them very much yourself. Zamasu says, I will eradicate all of humanity. I will not let a single one stand. Toa says, I'm glad you feel that way, because I feel the same way about the humans. Guys, thanks again for watching. This has been your homeboy, Popular Video Games here. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe for more for my Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 fan fiction episode, Mission 1. I'll make sure to do about 10 episodes. I'm trying to do at least 10 solid episodes of Dragon Ball Xenoverse before the game comes out. So from now until like October, I'll say 20th, expect to see these videos. Alright, y'all. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe for more. Support the other fan fictions in the description below. Peace out, y'all, and talk to you laters. What's going on, everybody? It's your homeboy, Popular Video Games here. Chilling out, maxing out, doing my thing. Alright, y'all. Now, welcome to my fan fiction of Dragon Ball Xenoverse Mission 2. Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta kills Goku. Let's get into this. The episode starts out from the scene of revival of F. Goku is lying near death from Frieza's sneak attack. Frieza offers Vegeta the chance to be his commander. Vegeta says, "Damn, I'm really gonna regret this," and turns into Super Saiyan Blue. He then walks to Frieza. Towa is looking in the distance and begins to use her magic. Vegeta is then overcome by her magic. He then stops, turns, and looks at Goku, and in a blinding light, Vegeta kills Goku. Not just him, all the Z fighters are dead by Vegeta's hand, and Vegeta pledges his allegiance to Frieza. The Time Patrol sees this. Trunks yells, "What? Father, how could you do that?" He cries, "Mother." Trunks then gets a weird sensation throughout his whole body. He's starting to disappear. He is then grabbed and thrown into a chamber. Now this chamber will slow down his disappearance from the timeline until Kabusa goes back into time to fix what is happening. Kabusa says, "Even at my max, I can't beat Super Saiyan God Vegeta, or Frieza for that matter." The guy says, "You don't have to beat them. Your mission is Towa. She has to be completely concentrated in order to take control of a powerful being like Vegeta. All you have to do is fight her long enough for Vegeta to kill Frieza, then it's all over." Kabusa understands and grabs a scroll of time. When he arrives in the timeline, he sees the key emanating off of Towa. He immediately flies towards the location, shooting the special beam cannon at Towa. She looks up and sees him and smiles, saying, "Well, now things are going to get more interesting." Kabusa flies towards Towa, then Towa whispered, "Let's see if you can handle this power." She blocks the first punch and kicks Kabusa in the stomach, sending him flying. Kabusa then turns into a Super Saiyan. Vegeta senses this and looks in the direction. Frieza is sitting there egging Vegeta to kill Goku. Towa is pounding Kabusa. She's dodging every attack and countering it, hitting Kabusa's vital points. This bitch, she's strong," he says to himself. He then bypasses Super Saiyan 2 and immediately goes to Super Saiyan 3. Towa is shocked. Kabusa then launches an all-out assault on her. She shot a blast at him, but he dodges it. She looks around and gets kicked in the neck by Kabusa. She's sent flying. This power, where did he get it? She wonders. The two clash and the shock waves can be seen from over at Ground Zero. Vegeta once again senses the powers clashing and he questions Frieza, saying, "Did you bring anyone else with you?" Frieza says, "What you fought is what you get. There's no one else." Vegeta then says, "Well, thanks for the offer, Frieza, but I'm going to have to say no. This idiot is the reason why I keep getting stronger. I need him alive." Back to Towa and Kabusa. Towa kicks Kabusa, sending him flying into a mountain. He looks and sees Vegeta pounding Frieza and smiles. Towa then says no and tries to go and stop Vegeta before he kills Frieza. Kabusa then kicks Towa in the rib cage. She thinks, "I felt that in my left breast." As she is clenching on her chest, she begins to cough up blood. Kabusa feels as if he won. He looks and smiles and underestimates Towa. And then he looks at Frieza's defeat. Towa looks at Kabusa and fires her special beam energy at him. She then says, How could you have gotten so fucking powerful?" When the smoke clears, Kabusa is not even scratched. Vegeta is distracted by the blast. Frieza then yells, "You can all go to hell without me!" Kabusa notices Frieza's intentions and tries to stop it, but it is too late. Frieza has already put the plan into motion that the planet will blow up in 5 seconds. Towa tries to run, but Kabusa grabs her, saying, "I guess I'll see you in hell, bitch." Towa then screams, and in the blinding light, the planet is gone. The whole Time Patrol is just silent. Supreme Kai of Time passes out from the stress. Then they see, seconds later, it's all just back to normal. You see Kabusa just noticing what Frieza's about to do, but before Frieza gets to do it, Goku comes out saying, "Frieza!" and then decides to do a Kamehameha, blowing Frieza away. The blast then carries over to Towa. She fires her special blast again, but is ineffective, but it does cause the Kamehameha to swerve away from her, but it does tear her leg off. Kabusa lands and gives Towa a smile, saying, "We won this round." "Don't be foolish," she says. The Super Saiyan 3 runs out for Kabusa. Kabusa then looks down at himself, saying, "Oh, I don't stand a chance against her without this." Towa then smiles and then grows her leg back using her magic. She begins to walk over to Kabusa. Kabusa is about to run but then falls. He's completely out of energy. Then a blast hits the area. All the Z fighters have landed in front of Kabusa. They stop and turn, saying they remember him from the fight with Demigra. Piccolo then says, "I guess we have another bad guy." Piccolo then charges at Towa. She makes short work of him. Kabusa then flies into aid but is only played with by Towa, getting hit in the neck and falling to the ground. Then Vegeta gets back into the mix, saying this is enough games. Only 5 punches are needed to render Towa completely unconscious. Vegeta then fires at Towa, but a figure flies out in a mask and blocks it. The masked man grabs Towa and leaves. Vegeta asks Goku, "Why did you steal my kill?" Kabusa said, "I didn't see you do that before in the scroll." Lord Beerus walks up and says, well, more Time Patrol." Kabusa says, "Hello, Lord Beerus. I hope you're doing well." Lord Beerus says, "More problems with demons I see. Don't tell me that bastard Demigra is back." Kabusa replies saying, "No, Lord Beerus, he's not back, but Mira and Towa are. We've been chasing them throughout the timeline. They seem to be recruiting people from different timelines. The worst I ran into." He looks at Goku and says, "It was like Goku, but it wasn't. Everyone is confused." Kabusa then repeats saying that it was like him, but it wasn't. It was like a black Goku. He was insanely powerful, and his hair could turn pink in God form. Everyone's shocked. "Wait, there's a new Super Saiyan God?" Vegeta says. Kabusa says, "I didn't know what this dude is, but whatever he is, he's more powerful than both of you." Lord Beerus then walks up saying, "Is he more powerful than me?" Kabusa turns saying, "I'm not sure. I wasn't even a speckle to this dude's power, so he didn't bother using the full amount on me. But his power is vastly wider than anything I've ever fought." Whis then asks if there is a way that he could show Black Goku's ki. Kabusa says, in the scroll of time, it does have traces of his ki left in there. They all, Beerus, Whis, and Kabusa, head back to the Time Patrol. Once Lord Beerus arrives, the Time Patrol is terrified. They all get on the ground bowing to Lord Beerus. Lord Beerus says, "I need to see the scroll where Black Goku is." Kabusa says, "Is that what we're calling him now?" Beerus says, "I think it'll fit. What do you think, Whis?" Whis replies saying it might get confusing, but oh well. And then they begin to look into this Black Goku. Whis detects the key and says that there is a Kaioshin with the same type of key that's in the scroll. And then they also begin to head to Universe 10. Guys, thanks again for watching my Dragon Ball Xenoverse fan fiction. Yo, next episode, yes, we're going to meet Zamasu. Make sure to go check this out, guys. It's going to be uploading the next couple of days. Peace out and talk to y'all laters. What's going on, everybody? It's your homeboy, Popular Video Games here. Chilling out, maxing out, doing my thing. Welcome to Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, Mission 3, Kabusa versus Zamasu. Let's get into this. The episode starts off with Beerus, Whis, and Kabusa traveling to Universe 10. Kabusa says, "Wait, there are other universes?" Whis answers, "Yes, there are 12 in all, and for some reason the two keys match. This is very suspicious." Beerus asks, "I hope he has snacks, otherwise it'd be a big waste of my time to go and miss my lunch." Kabusa then interrupts saying, "Supreme Kai of Time is a great cook. When we get back, she'll make you anything you want." Beerus says, "I'm looking forward to that." The next scene is Gowasu walking with Zamasu, talking to him about understanding humans. Zamasu's continual disregarding Gowasu makes him uneasy, saying humans are the reason chaos exists. In the middle of their conversation, Beerus and Whis and Kabusa appear out of the sky. As they land, Gowasu and Zamasu greet the two gods. Zamasu just stares at Kabusa thinking, why is a human with a god? Gowasu asks, is there anything I can help you with, Lord Beerus? Whis answers saying, is there any way that a non-Kaioshin can get a hold of a time ring? Gowasu says, it's only a handful and we have them all under our protection. Whis then asks, an individual causing problems. When I saw the evidence, I noticed a ring he had. Can you take us to make sure that they're still protected? Gowasu then takes the trio to his palace for proof the rings are there. As they're walking, Kabusa looks over at Zamasu and then says, is there any reason why you're continually glaring at me? Zamasu answers, how can a human come to a god's realm and not bow? I'm glaring at your disrespect. Kabusa says, fuck you. Zamasu then powers up, and so does Kabusa. Beerus stops the altercation, and the five begin to move back towards the palace. Once they arrive, they see the time rings are all in check, so they wonder, where could he have gotten one? Kabusa says, Lord Beerus. Beerus then looks up and questions. Kabusa says, allow me to fight Zamasu. Everyone gets silent. Zamasu says, you want to challenge a god? How dare? Gowasu interrupts saying, Zamasu, check yourself. Zamasu then gets quiet. Beerus says, ha, it sounds like a good idea. Gowasu then tells Zamasu to hold back. Kabusa interrupts saying, if he holds back, he'll die. Beerus confirms the theory saying, it's true. This creature right here is able to ascend levels higher than I even thought possible. For humans, that is. He'll make a great fight with Zamasu. Then the two meet out in the field. Kabusa then charges at Zamasu. Zamasu moves his hand and tries to hit Kabusa in the neck. Kabusa then blocks the attack with his leg. He then throws 5 punches at Zamasu. Zamasu blocks them all and kicks Kabusa into the distance. Zamasu says, human, this is what happens when you challenge a god. Kabusa smiles, and so does Beerus. Beerus tells Gowasu that Kabusa fought against him. Gowasu is shocked at hearing this and saying, how could he still be alive? And how could he be at that level? Beerus responds by saying, Kabusa, stop holding back already. Kabusa then gets up from the rubble, apologizing for the inconvenience, and becomes a Super Saiyan. Zamasu says, what is that? Whis tells Gowasu, it's a Super Saiyajin. Super Saiyajin, Zamasu says, his keys flared up so much. Let's see how far you get against this, Kabusa says as he flies towards Zamasu. Zamasu, thinking it's no change, gets punched in the face by the attack. Zamasu then powers up. Everyone can feel the ki. Beerus thinks it's the same. Gowasu thinks it's a bit different. Whis is still in between. Zamasu then launches his blade attack at Kabusa. Kabusa dodging the attack and kicks Zamasu in the head, sending him into the ground. Zamasu comes up from the ground and knees Kabusa in the stomach, sending him flying. Kabusa and Zamasu have a stalemate battle. Kabusa said, let me show you how I was able to last against Lord Beerus. Ha! And then Kabusa turns into a Super Saiyan 3. Zamasu says, what is that? You just grew your hair. Kabusa then says, let me show you the difference. He then walks to Zamasu. Zamasu fires all the blasts he can, but it is ineffective against Kabusa. Zamasu then goes to strike Kabusa, but he disappears. Zamasu says, he's so fast. It's impossible. Then Kabusa appears behind Zamasu and hits him in the stomach. Zamasu then collapses. Gowasu is shocked. Kabusa then powers down and says, good fight. I guess a human is quite powerful. Zamasu gets up as Kabusa is walking back. Zamasu pulls out his blade. Gowasu calls his name, Zamasu, causing him to put it away. Kabusa then turns around saying, not very honorable for a Kaioshin. Zamasu says, human, learn your place. Whis and Beerus say, okay, it's time for us to leave, and begin to walk back to prepare to launch. Kabusa then flies over. Gowasu walks over to Zamasu and chastises him for his rude behavior. As they fly off, Zamasu is thinking, humans can become that powerful? And why is he with a god of destruction? What does that human know? And how is he in the realm of a god so easily? As the hole closes, Zamasu apologizes for his behavior and goes to make Kawasu some tea. On the way back, Kabusa says his ki is different, but it's the same. It's very confusing. Beerus says, you're the one that's just confused. It was the exact same thing. Whis interrupts saying, I have to agree with him, Beerus-sama. The ki was a bit off. Beerus says, I should have just killed him now and got it over with. Kabusa says, I could do it just the same, Lord Beerus. Lord Beerus turns around and glares, saying, don't overstep your boundaries. This is a god's affair. In the end, I will pass down judgment, Beerus says as a trio fly off into the distance. Guys, thanks again for watching. Now, this episode was a little bit shorter than my other Dragon Ball Xenoverse episodes. I apologize. I guarantee you the next episodes are going to be a lot longer. I just wanted to introduce Zamasu. And guys, make sure to stay tuned because I'm also coming out with my next Grand Theft Auto 6 episode. Yes, I'm going to be doing that. I wanted to make sure that you guys knew that this series was not over. I just had to put it on hiatus because of the Flash and everything. But I am really looking forward to get back into working on this. Alright, y'all. Peace out and talk to y'all later. What's going on, everybody? It's your homeboy, Popular Video Games here. Chilling out, maxing out, doing my thing. Welcome to Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 Fan Fiction Mission 4 Black Goku versus Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta. Let's get into this. The episode starts off with Beerus and Kabusa arriving back at the time chamber, waiting to be greeted by the Supreme Kai of Time and Trunks. Beerus and Kabusa all of a sudden lands heavily on the ground. Whis apologizes. Beerus says, you did that on purpose, right? Huh? Kabusa? Kabusa lays with his eyes spinning. Beerus says, look what you done, you fool. Trunks helps the duo up. Beerus says, Supreme Kai. Speaking of which, Supreme Kai turns and looks at Beerus. Your stooge here informs me that you'll cook me anything that I want. Supreme Kai then looks at Kabusa with a weird expression and says, yes, anything you need, my lord. Beerus walks to the kitchen with Whis and the Supreme Kai, leaving Trunks and Kabusa standing there alone. Trunks looks at Kabusa saying, hey, are you busy? Kabusa replies, after all that, I want to just relax, so my plans are open. Trunks smiles saying, great, because my mom is actually throwing a birthday party for Trunks. Trunks, Kabusa says, you mean for you? Trunks says, no, remember, I'm from the future, so the present me is only about 8 years old. Plus, I have a special friend that's coming. I want to introduce you to her. She's heard the story of how you beat Demigra, and she's just been overexcited to meet you ever since. Kabusa is interested by the proposal and goes with Trunks, and they head towards the party. On the way, Trunks talks about the weird Goku and how he's been wreaking havoc in the future. But since that one encounter, we haven't heard anything back from him. It's weird. Black Goku, Kabusa says. Trunks looks at him and says, excuse me? Black Goku, that's his name. Trunks comments, but he's not black. Kabusa laughs. Nah, man, he's the black version of Goku. So Black Goku. Trunks rolls his eyes and says, fine, black. He's just up and disappeared. So Mai is coming to the party because of safety reasons. Kabusa says, Mai? Yeah, Mai. Don't tell me you haven't bothered to get a social life. Nah, not my kind of thing. I get my pussy on the run. They both laugh as they arrive to the party. Everyone is there except Goku, Chi yells. Vegeta says, he's probably off training somewhere. He'll come back when the food's ready. Everyone is enjoying themselves until Mai comes from the future. Vegeta then sees her and says, who is that? Trunks says, it's a very special friend of mine. I'm happy that you're actually here, father. She is greeted by Trunks and then taken to Bulma and Vegeta for introduction. Kabusa is laughing with Piccolo and Krillin about Namek. Just then, all the Z fighters feel a power level. Everyone looks and sees. Everyone's saying, what is that? Vegeta looks up. It's in the sky. It's that portal. Out of the portal comes a figure. Trunks and Kabusa cower. His heart racing, his body shaking. Kabusa mutters, it's Black Goku. Vegeta says, what? Black Goku? What is this? Why do you look like Kakarot? Black smiles and says, Vegeta. He looks down at Trunks. Vegeta flies in the way of his eyesight. Vegeta says, what are you looking at, freak? Black says, I'm going to kill Trunks and his friend there. Move, fool. I'm Goku. That means that you can't reach my level. Vegeta then gets angry and goes Super Saiyan Blue and attacks Black. Vegeta lays there, critically injured from the attack. Trunks, enraged, goes Super Saiyan 3. Vegeta sees this and is surprised. Trunks he can go past Super Saiyan 2? Vegeta thinks. Kabusa joins him and becomes Super Saiyan 3. Then the duo charge at Black Goku. Black Goku has a bit of fun with the Saiyan duo, but they stand no match for Black's unbelievable power. Gotenks even joins the fray, getting one-shotted by Black. Black then flies above everyone, the strongest of them, lying there, injured. Black is about to deliver the finishing blow, when the time ring starts to pull him back. Once that happens, Vegeta, Kabusa, and Trunks all yell, "Now!" And one last shot, hitting Black, sending him through the portal. Once Black is on the other side, he laughs, saying, "Soon, next time you'll all see the real me," and turns Super Saiyan pink. "I'll kill you all!" he yells. Bulma and Mai are treating the injured Z-Fighters back on the other side of the portal. Piccolo walks up and says, "Who was that?" to Kabusa. Kabusa answers Piccolo, telling him the whole story. Vegeta says, "He has another power level." Trunks says, "I only remember him saving me, but I've seen the scroll when I gave it to Whis to examine." Vegeta then says, "This is a problem. This guy is able to handle a Super Saiyan Blue and 2 Super Saiyan 3s. Where's Kakarot when you need that idiot?" Kabusa and Trunks says, "We must report this to Lord Beerus." Vegeta says, "Wait, you're going to him next?" "Yes," they answer. Vegeta says, "I'll accompany you. That idiot will not pass me in training." The three head off into the distance. Vegeta tells Trunks that this may be nearly impossible unless we all, including Kakarot, fight as one. Be prepared, you two. If this is not played right, some of us will die. And in that time, there's no Dragon Ball, so it's for keeps. Guys, thanks again for watching my fan fiction of Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more. If you haven't already pre-ordered Dragon Ball Xenoverse, I recommend you do it at the Xbox Game Store, PlayStation 4, and the PC on Steam. Make sure to check out my other Flash, fanfiction, and Dragon Ball Super theories on my channel. Peace out, and talk to y'all later. What's going on, everybody? It's your homeboy, Popular Video Games here, chilling out, maxing out, doing my thing. Welcome to Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, Mission 5, fanfiction. Let's get into this. The episode starts off with Black walking into an unknown location, and at the end of the location is Mira and Toa. Toa says, "How did the trip go?" "I figure you already know, so why should I tell you?" Black responds. Mira gets up and says, "Watch your mouth, bastard." Black then frowns and looks up, and then turns Super Saiyan pink. Toa and Mira are shocked. Black says, "You're not human, so I don't have an urge to destroy every fiber of you. But you're also demons, so in the universe, the king of everything locked away. We can slip out thanks to his brother." "Brother?" Black says. "Well, things are getting more interesting." Toa adds, "Where's Zamatsu?" "He's on an errand," Black responds. "He'll be back." Mira then says, "I thought I heard you talking about this Zero Mortals plan." Black says, "Ah, you are listening. It's just to kill all humans. That's it. Let the planet actually survive off its own ecosystem. The only ones in our way are Goku, Trunks, and Vegeta. You're forgetting Kabusa," Toa adds. "Huh?" Black says. "I've easily picked him apart." Mira then gets enraged and tells Black, I've had new enhancements to combat this new form, and you picked them all apart with ease? So, you are watching, Black says. Mira jumps towards Black to punch him. Black teleports behind Mira and knocks him out. Black then laughs, saying he can't believe how strong he is with his body. He can accomplish the plan. Our plan, he says. I would also love to fight against your boss. I heard it took everyone to take him down. Toa says he's one of the most powerful Majins. Demigra. Back to Vegeta, Kabusa, and Trunks. They have just arrived at the time base, and they see that Beerus and Whis is about to leave. Before they could go, Kabusa breaks from Vegeta and Trunks and says, Beerus-sama, wait! And grabs on to Whis as they're teleporting. Beerus says, what's the big idea, idiot? Kabusa says, sorry, Lord Beerus, but that Black character, Whis interrupts. We already know. We watched what happened, and that's why we're going to Universe 10 to see what's going on with this situation. Universe 10? Why there? Kabusa says. Whis responds, it seems to be a key over there that matches Black. We want to go over there to see what's happening. As they arrive, they see a dead Gawatsu and 2 Zamasus. Whis quickly turns back time, and right before future Zamasu stabs Gawatsu, Beerus kicks him, sending him flying. Past Zamasu tries to finish off Gawatsu with a blade attack, but then Kabusa stops it, becoming a Super Saiyan 2. Kabusa says, enough, you've lost. Beerus and future Zamasu are battling in the distance. The planet is starting to shake apart from this. Kabusa says, I don't have much time, and charges at Zamasu. Kabusa then fires a special beam cannon at Zamasu. Zamasu gets barely grazed. Kabusa then charges at Zamasu, punching him in the stomach. Kabusa then kicks Zamasu, sending him flying back. Zamasu fires his blade blast at Kabusa. Kabusa is barely hit. Zamasu then gets behind Kabusa, about to stab him. Kabusa is shocked. He did not expect Zamasu to gain an advantage like this. Now he knows that in this form he is not fast enough to dodge this. Quickly, he switches to Super Saiyan 3. Zamasu's blade is shattered. Zamasu backs up and says, what is that? Kabusa says, this is Super Saiyan 3. I held back the last time we fought. I won't this time. Zamasu then charges at Kabusa and punches him 19 times with no effect. Kabusa simply slaps Zamasu and sends him flying to the ground. Zamasu gets up. How can a human I'll beat a god? Kabusa then lands to the ground and says, you know, gods and humans aren't so different. Maybe if you learned that, you would have gotten stronger. Kabusa then looks up. Beerus is overpowering future Zamasu, but future Zamasu continually regenerates, causing Beerus' stamina to run low. Future Zamasu sees an opening and kicks Beerus in the neck, sending him flying down. He is starting to gain the upper hand on Beerus. Kabusa goes up to try to aid him. Beerus says, I'm completely out of energy. All those punches I did, it's like it doesn't even affect him. Future Zamasu then charges at Lord Beerus and Kabusa, but then Whis flies in and cuts Zamasu in half, only for him to reform. Whis says, what are you? Kabusa fires at the past Zamasu, about to kill him. Future Zamasu then says, I can't reach him in time, but I don't need to. Future Zamasu then changes his earrings, causing the past and future to fuse. Fused Zamasu is born. He says, I'm still around the same power. I guess my past self was that weak after all. Now, I can move in the future and the past with no ill effect. Zamasu then activates a time ring. Beerus tries to grab Zamasu, but before he can, Zamasu disappears. Beerus lands and then says, Kabusa, what was it that you wanted to tell us before? Kabusa then explains the whole story. Guys, this has been Mission 5 of my Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 fanfiction. Guys, Xenoverse 2 is coming out in about 30 minutes. I'm going to be doing some gameplay. Going to be doing a lot more vids on it. Make sure to stay tuned for that. Peace out and talk to y'all later. What's going on, everybody? It's your homeboy, Popular Video Games here. Chilling out, Max out, doing my thing. Welcome to Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 Mission 6 fanfiction. Let's get into this. Now the episode starts off. Beerus, Whis, and Kabusa arrive back at the time nest. Vegeta notices the scratches on them and begins to fly towards them, asking, have you been in a fight? Kabusa tells Vegeta about Zamasu having a similar key to Black. Could he be from another universe? Vegeta questions. Whis answers, no, that energy match was only with those two. Well, that one now, I should say. Vegeta says, what? They fuse, Beerus says, using the Supreme Kai earrings like you and Goku did. Vegeta says, how much more powerful have they become? Not that much of a change. But now, Zamasu is just a bigger threat because he can move through the past and present easily with no repercussions because his past and future self is linked. Beerus says. Then Whis interrupts, oh, Beerus-sama, remember that tournament with Champa? Beerus says, shit, I almost forgot. Vegeta, tell me you haven't been slacking. No, my lord, Vegeta says. I came to talk to you about that. Gohan can't compete. What? I thought you promised that he'll show. Vegeta said he has some lab speech or something. No, you understand this is bad. This means Champa will now own the earth, Beerus is angry and he says. Now, how about I blow it up before he gets a chance to take it over? I'll join, if you have me, Kabusa says. But you're not from my universe. Kabusa says, it's not like that Champa god will know, right? I suppose you're right, Beerus says. You just saved the earth again, young one. Beerus and Whis agree to put this whole situation on hold until the tournament is over. Whis sends out a message to all the fighters to meet. Beerus says, I have someone that I want to bring also. I'll meet you there, and flies off. Whis and Kabusa and Vegeta go to pick up Goku and Piccolo. They meet up and begin to wait for Beerus. Beerus comes walking in the distance with another person. Kabusa says, who is that? He doesn't look like much. Whis then says, you best not judge off appearance. It will be your downfall. Beerus introduces a new member, saying that his name is Monaca. He is the most powerful person in Universe 7. Everyone is shocked. Goku then out of nowhere flies and punches Monaca in the face. Beerus screams, what are you doing, you fool? Goku responds, I thought he would block it. I'm so sorry, Monaca. Monaca then says, no problem, with tears in his eyes. The team heads back to the ship, and that's where Bulma and the other Z fighters are waiting for them. Spectators and fighters all are welcome. They arrive just in time to see Champa and Vados bringing in the new Universe 6 fighters. Everyone's eyes meet. Vegeta notices that one of them is a Saiyan. He then asks Whis to change the drawing so he can fight against the mystery Saiyan. Whis refuses, saying that it's against the agreement and he has a reputation to uphold. The first fight is then announced. It's Piccolo versus Kaba. Vegeta says, no way, Namek. You better not let him beat you. Piccolo laughs, saying that this will be easy. Don't think all you Saiyans are superior. And he flies to the ground to meet his opponent. Piccolo begins the assault on Kaba once the bell rings. Kaba is pushed back easily by Piccolo. Goku comments that Piccolo isn't even trying. Vegeta says, what a disappointment. I guess the Saiyans of this universe are pathetic. The attacks continue. Champa says, if you don't land a hit, I'll blow up Saddle myself. Kaba then catches Piccolo's hands and says, I can't let that happen, and becomes a Super Saiyan. Kaba then throws Piccolo in the air. Piccolo says, I might have to use 50% on this one. Kaba then fires a Gatling gun at Piccolo, sending him flying upward, nearly hitting the barrier. He jumps off the blast and lands and says, you've had enough fun, and flies towards Kaba. The punches rain. It seems to be a bit of a stalemate. Then once Piccolo lands, he takes off his white Namekian clothes. Once those drop to the ground, the whole tournament shakes. Then Piccolo just walks towards Kaba in Super Saiyan form. Kaba then rushes to punch Piccolo in the jaw. It has no effect. Piccolo then easily tears apart Kaba, blocking every punch he throws and throwing him, beating him, doing everything to just demolish him. In the end, Piccolo says, I'm stronger than a Super Saiyan, and the rep announces that Piccolo has won. What's going on, everybody? It's your homeboy, Popular Video Games here, chilling out, maxing out, doing my thing. Alright, y'all, welcome to Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, Mission 7, Fan Fiction. Let's get into this. The next fight is announced, Kabusa versus Frost. Kabusa flies, and everyone is saying, good luck, break a leg. He lands and thinks, this guy looks like Frieza. Then Kabusa prepares to fight. The fight begins. Kabusa flies towards Frost, going all out. Frost jumps in the air. Kabusa teleports above him and kicks him down. Kabusa then punches Frost 10 times. Kabusa then asks, is that all you really have? Frost smiles. He says, I didn't think I would need this much power, and then he transforms into his final form. Frost says, now it begins. He flies towards Kabusa, kicking him in the stomach, sending him flying to the ground. Kabusa thinks, he's as strong as a Super Saiyan. Kabusa then gets up and returns the punches, but misses every one. Frost dodges a Kamehameha from Kabusa and appears behind him. He then grabs Kabusa's face and slams it into the ground. Frost says, is that all you got? Kabusa's lips bleed. He then becomes a Super Saiyan. The two clash. Frost is barely taking any damage. Neither is Kabusa. Cheppa then says, oi, Beerus, what type of monster do you have? Beerus says, shut up, you fat fool. You guys are just weak, that's all. Kabusa kicks Frost to the ground. Frost then fires Frieza's death beam. Kabusa then gets hit in the shoulder. That gives Frost an opening to knock him back to the stadium floor. Kabusa is hurt. Frost smiles. Kabusa then becomes a Super Saiyan 2. He walks towards Frost. Frost says, huh, you didn't do anything. Kabusa still remains silent as he walks towards Frost. Frost says, not gonna say anything. Yes, just stand there and let me beat you. Frost then flies towards Kabusa, kicking him in the neck with no effect. And then he unleashes a volley of attacks, Ki Blast and melee. They can't even scratch Kabusa. Kabusa, now up in Frost's face, punches him, sending him into Ciampa's dome, nearly breaking it. Frost then lands back on the stadium floor. Kabusa then puts his foot on his neck, saying, you're the one who's pathetic, just like the one in my universe. Frost smiles. Kabusa then starts to feel weird. He can't control his body. Frost gets up after Kabusa, stumbling back. Kabusa can't even see him correctly. Frost then flies and kicks Kabusa in the neck and sends him out of the ring. Kabusa now lays there unconscious. Out of nowhere, a portal opens. Ciampa says, oi, what are you up to, Beerus? Beerus responds, I don't know what that is. In the portal, a voice speaks. How can you have a universal tournament without Universe 10? Zamasu and Black appear outside the portal. Frost charges Zamasu and gets one-shotted. Beerus orders his warriors to battle the duo and forget the tournament. Goku says, why are they here? And why does that guy look like me? Whis says, Beerus-sama, I think they're here for the Super Dragon Balls. Vegeta and Goku charges at the fake. Vegeta tells Goku about Black's first appearance. Black takes on the duo. Black stays in normal mode to gauge the two Super Saiyan gods. He stops Vegeta's punch and kicks him into the dome. Goku then begins his assault on Black, being able to only minorly damage him, a cut on his face. Black then grabs Goku by the neck and slams him into the ground. Vegeta gets up and takes on Black 1 versus 1. Vegeta has gained the upper hand. Then Black smiles and a pink light comes out, sending Vegeta flying. Black says, this new form, I call it Super Saiyan Rose. He then one-shots Vegeta. Goku can only last a few seconds before he falls from the mighty being. Seeing this, made Hit get up and fly towards Black with no avail. His time lapse cannot keep up with Black and he's easily defeated. Beerus and Ciampa then proceed to get into the mix. Beerus says, what do you want, Zamasu and Black? Zamasu says, to destroy the Super Dragon Balls. Ciampa says, you can't! Oh yes, we already did. In the future, if we do it now, we'll be unstoppable. Zamasu laughs. Zamasu also adds, we know that the Super Dragon Ball is this planet itself. Ciampa jumps and stabs Zamasu in the chest. Zamasu laughs and pulls out Ciampa's hand, and the wound regenerates instantly. Ciampa says, you're immortal. Zamasu then kicks Ciampa, sending him flying back. The two then do battle. Beerus looks at Black and says, this will be the second time I fought that face, but it won't be the same as the original, I bet. Black smiles and says, yeah, I'm far stronger. What's going on, everybody? It's your homeboy Popular Video Games here, chilling out, Max, now doing my thing. Welcome to Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, Mission 8 fanfiction. Let's get into this. The episode starts off with Beerus and Black having a stare down. Beerus says, Super Saiyan Rose. I've heard of Super Saiyan Blue, and I've even seen Super Saiyan God Red, but Super Saiyan Pink. Let's see if we can keep up. Beerus then launches at Black. Beerus swings a punch. Black dodges the punch, kicks Beerus in the stomach. Then he does a handstand, kicking Beerus in the air. Beerus says, you insolent! The attack begins. The Angels, Whis, and Vitals expand the dome to the whole planet, giving everyone enough space to fight. Black and Beerus really start to tear up the planet. Beerus says, "Who are you? You're not a copy of Goku. What are you?" Black smiles and continues to throw blows with the God Destruction. Black is kicked in the neck, and then he is tearing up the ground as he's flying back. Once he stops, Beerus is behind him. Beerus grabs Black's neck. Black then uses his legs to twist Beerus' arm, breaking himself free. He then punches Beerus in the face, sending him back a few inches. Black then looks up and says, "So you want to know our connection, huh? That's what I asked. Zamasu is clearly right there, and you have Goku's body. Are you from another universe?" Black says that's one theory and flies to engage Beerus once more. Cheba is losing bad to Zamasu. Zamasu then adds, "God of Destructions are supposed to be fit, powerful. You look like a bloated mess. No wonder you can't hurt me." Champa then fires more and more beams at Zamasu, but Zamasu just easily takes them and regenerates. "He really is immortal," Champa says. Zamasu then flies and kicks Champa to the ground. He's about to kill Champa when Hit saves him. Zamasu says, mortals interfering with God's work. This is why the plan exists. Hit says, "Even if you're a god, I can't let you kill him." Hit then charges at Zamasu. He uses his time lapse, but the attack hits Zamasu with no avail. The battle goes on. Hit is being worn down by Zamasu, and the others watch in horror as Hit falls to the ground. Zamasu then targets Bulma and Chi-Chi. Goku stops him using instant transmission. He becomes a Super Saiyan Blue and begins to hold off Zamasu. Beerus and Black are still going strong. Beerus says, "You caused me to use 85% of my power, and that's more than he could. I guess you are stronger." Beerus-sama, when I first saw you that day with that human, I was disgusted. A human with a god? Blasphemous. Beerus then looks and says, "Wait, Zamasu?" Black smiles. "Now you get it. I used the Super Dragon Ball to steal Goku's body, and then travel back in time to get my past self." Beerus is shocked. Black then uses a Kamehameha. Beerus returns fire by using his Destroyer Ball. The blast is so powerful, the planet's crust breaks, and the Super Dragon Ball is revealed. Problem is, it has a crack from the impact. Black smiles and said, "So that's how I can destroy them. I don't even have to wish them destroyed." Beerus says, "Enough of this," and uses 100% of his power to one-shot Black into the Super Dragon Ball. A small crack formed where he landed. Beerus says, "I'd rather have that small crack than to be destroyed." Black is unable to move and reverts back to normal mode. About to be killed by Beerus, he calls Zamasu and says it's time. Zamasu then dodges the attack from Goku, kicking him, sending him into the ground. He then changes the earring to his left ear. Black then puts it on his right ear. Beerus sees this and fires an attack, but they've already transferred and Beerus is too late. And praise and adore him, Zamasu is born and looks upon those stadiums saying, "The one true God is finally here." What's going on, everybody? It's your homeboy Popular Video Games here, chilling out, maxing out, doing my thing. Alright, y'all, welcome to the final mission of Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 fan fiction missions, original concept by Popular Video Games. Let's get into this. The episode starts off with Zamasu being born. The power is surrounding the whole area. Beerus is now showing signs of fear. Whis tells everyone in Universe 7 to stay seated. This is going to require an angel of God to settle this. Beerus says, "What the hell? You fused again? Impossible! You're already a fusion. How can a fusion fuse with another fusion?" Zamasu then laughs. He says, "Remember, I fused into myself, past and future." That's a contradiction that allows this to be possible. Beerus goes 100%, showing a more buff form. He charges at Zamasu. Zamasu moves in front of him in an instant and one-shots Beerus into the ground. Beerus and Zamasu clash. Beerus is not able to push him back. Zamasu is too powerful for Beerus to handle. Whis looks at this, waiting for his chance to end this. Beerus is getting beat bad. He can't even damage the overpowerful being. Beerus' Destroyer Ball was flicked away like a child's tantrum. Then punches Beerus 13 times before Beerus falls. Grabs him and says, "I killed all the gods in my timeline." Beerus, bleeding, looks over at Zamasu as he's thrown to the ground. Merge is about to finish him when Whis grabs Merge's arm. Merge says, How are you this much more powerful than him? Whis just stares at Merge Zamasu. Then Merge Zamasu says, Wait, you're an angel. That power only comes second to the living God. Let's see how far you can push this. Merge then kicks Whis, but Whis blocks the attack and punches Merge Zamasu, sending him into the Dragon Ball, making another crack. Whis then puts a barrier under everyone to protect the Super Dragon Ball. Merge says, You can't stop us now. We're the most powerful gods ever. Goku flies towards Beerus. Beerus says, This is the first time you'll ever get to see yourself beat me. He laughs. Whis and Merge Zamasu are having an immense battle. Vitals uses the power of Cosmic to double the strength of the barriers that Whis already put up. Everyone stares at the angel fighting a true god. All of a sudden, two beings appear out of nowhere and they stop Whis and Merge Zamasu from fighting. A voice says, This is enough. This is far beyond what I expected to see. Everyone looks down at the voice. It's the king of everything. Merge Zamasu panics and uses the time ring to disappear from the area. The king of everything questions the gods about the situation. Beerus, Whis, and Kabusa, after he wakes up, explains the whole situation to the king of everything. The king of everything is displeased that a god would do this. He then gives Beerus an order. He gives Champa the same order. Capture Merge Zamasu. When you bring him to me, I will take away his immortality.